Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the next episode of the Shacknews Showcase.
As you know, E3 was last week.
A time where people huddle around their computers to see all of the new news about video games.
And the time where the video game press literally gets no sleep.
I got sleep.
Well, that just makes me sad. So we're dedicating this entire Shacknews Showcase episode to all things E3. As you can see, we were working quite a lot last week.
We have plenty of videos that we'll be posting all throughout the summer.
But we figured we can show you one of our interviews now, about a game that probably a lot of you are excited about.
Yep, Andrew sat down with David Vonderhaar to talk all things Black Ops 3.
Hey guys, Andrew here, and I'm here with David, and we're going to be talking about Call of Duty. So with Call of Duty, especially with Black Ops, it's been more grounded with realism and historic events, and now we're branching out into the more high-tech sci-fi parts of Call of Duty. Can you go in a little detail about that?
Yeah, I mean, what does 2065 look like, really? Does anybody really know? I mean, part of the job as a game designer and for the narrative team as well is to look at the Black Ops timeline and say, hey, let's look at what this would be like. How would this play out from our fiction and our story? Where does it go?
And of course, when we're talking about Call of Duty, we have to talk about multiplayer. What are you adding into Call of Duty Black Ops 3?
Yeah, so at the show floor, we've been talking about and showing people firsthand 3 different kind of core things. The first is what we've done with the combat movement system. That's a fast, fluid, and visceral system where the gun stays up. You're not blocked or slowed down when you're trying to mantle. You can sprint forever. You can wall run, thrust, jump, power slide, and swim. On top of that, we're also showing off the specialists. Those are those new playable characters in MP, each with a special weapon or a special ability. That doesn't take away from Create a Class or Pick 10 or Score Streaks. Both of those game features still exist, but the specialist lives right in between those, and they're a lot of fun. They're big, chunky choices with names and personalities and voices that you get to hear. And then on the customization side, we've been showing people Gunsmith and Paint Shop. That's a way for a player to create a custom variant version of his very own weapon, dock it out with the attachments and optics he wants, the paint job of his choice, and the camo, and name that and collect stats on it. The players really love to have head-to-head engagements. They want to have the combat in frame. They want gun mastery to be the deciding factor between a victory and a loss. And we've been working very hard to make sure that the combat loop is as tight as we can get it. We've been winding it tight, but here we said a deliberate strategic choice in the game design to set the whole game up so the combat is really pushed really tightly together, and so that those in the gunfight, the ones who maneuver into the best position, are in the best position to win that fight.
And speaking of player interaction, how has player input affected your development of the game?
It's not a secret at all that I'm quite involved with the community side of things. We pay a lot of attention to that. I've even jumped on Reddit this year and had a lot of fun with that. And they shape the game in all sorts of ways that they probably don't even know. So besides me, there's also other developers who are out there lurking in the world. And we'll pull out things like, oh, that actually makes sense or sounds interesting. So as long as it's contextualized to the game we're trying to make, those things will bubble up to the top. And it's actually, players have a lot of input directly and indirectly as a result of that engagement with them. You know, I've been doing this for nearly 20 years. It's been a lifelong chase of mine to create an online game, a game that was always online all the time. Black Ops 3 is that game.
Okay, excellent. And when can players finally get their hands on Black Ops 3?
November 6th is your answer. I will see you then.
Well, okay. David, thank you so much for your time. I'm very excited for this game.
A lot happened last week, and I wish we could cover everything, but we just don't have the time in the show.
Well, I think I have a remedy for that. I'm going to put a bunch of topics in a hat, we'll pull them out, and we'll try to get through them as fast as we can.
Okay. Welcome to the Rundown, where we
take some topics.
Yes.
I got some topics in a hat.
Yes.
Made them all by myself, Mom.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna read the topic, and then we're gonna write something on the whiteboard.
We're gonna write a secret.
Share it.
We're gonna secret and then share at the same time, and then maybe discuss.
Maybe
depending
discuss if
on-
we have time.
Yes.
All right. So without further ado,
Let's
actually,
do
you know
this.
what? I wrote these, so you have
know
no
them
idea.
all.
I know them all, so you have no idea. So you should go first. This is the theme of this episode is E3.
E3 related. Oh no, this is a bad one
Uh-oh.
to start with. This is Star Fox. It just says Star
Fox
Zero.
Zero. Okay.
Star Fox Zero is the first topic. Okay, ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Boom. What did you say?
We wrote the same thing. My impression of it was I was very underwhelmed. I wanted it to be way more, although maybe we should just set our bars a little lower.
Maybe there's still months before this thing comes out. I will patiently wait for its proper release to give it judgment.
Absolutely, but as of right now, we are underwhelmed.
Underwhelming.
Next,
Mega Man Collection.
Mega Man Collection. Okay. Don't look at my answers. Stop
not
cheating.
looking.
Stop cheating. I just saw you cheat. You looked at my paper.
These aren't one word things that I'm putting.
They're supposed to be.
Too late. Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Boom. What'd you put? Finally.
I put finally.
Okay. This is mine's positive too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
put ideal fan service.
Right. It is total fan service.
It is exactly like if I want when I think of like amazing collections, this will be a good example. 'Cause
Right.
This is something that people will love to get. They're doing a really good job with it. They're adding some stuff to it, not like to the games themselves, but there's going to be some galleries, there's going to be some art that you guys will be getting with the game.
Yes.
So,
I'm glad it finally happened.
all right.
Yeah.
Ah,
All
there you
right.
go.
Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Okay.
I'm sticking to the one word in a very weird way.
Well, I didn't.
Ready? 3,
2, 1.
Mine is actually not a word. It's an acronym for Just Take My Money. JTMM. Just take my money.
My opinion upon the thing. I didn't play it. I didn't get to play it. Only he got to play it.
I got to play it. He was left out of that day.
I was not allowed. There you go.
Just take my money. Next one.
Mario Maker.
Okay. Yes. This is one that's right up Andrew's alley.
Now I can actually
Okay. I'm ready. Ready? Go.
go. I did the one word thing.
He finally did the
Finally did.
one word
What'd
thing,
you
and I
say?
changed.
R.I.P. Side-scrolling Mario, yeah. And I put spectacular.
Yes.
Which is, it kind of goes the same sense because it's a fantastic, spectacular game.
Yes.
Which is probably going to replace all side-scrolling Marios.
Why
now.
would you ever need to make a
Why would-
side-scrolling Mario game ever again?
When you made something that you can make your own side-scrolling Mario
and you
game.
can make your own, and it's excellent and fun and easy.
as
and,
hard or as easy as you want it to be.
Yes.
So
It looks awesome.
it's something that I'm actually excited for. So yeah,
Okay, I think that about wraps up this
That-
edition of The Rundown.
the rundown.
I think next time we'll get a little more crazy.
We'll
with it.
get a little more professional with it.
Yes.
But right now, this was a
This was good.
Good. This was good.
And before we go, let's see what kind of questions you guys have for us in the next edition of Chatty Asks. So first question.
First question.
This one's from Traptnsuit.
Okay.
Traptnsuit.
Okay.
Which E3 game demo announcement is most likely fluffy hype that will not deliver?
Dishonored 2. I wasn't a fan of the first one. Saw the trailer. I was really excited because I was like, "Oh, what's this? This looks fun." And then I was like, "Oh, it's another Dishonored game. I can't wait to be disappointed."
You're such a Bethesda hater.
I don't like Bethesda. I don't know. Like I'm not that impressed. Come at me.
Now the
I'm
thing
not
is,
afraid.
I'm not like this overtly Bethesda person, but I don't get the Bethesda hate.
I don't know. I've played a lot of Bethesda games for about 2 hours, and then I go, I'm done. I see what they did. This is all I need.
Okay, next question is from Hemtroll. Hemtroll asks, given free reign to create any reasonable, realistic HoloLens experience, what do you create? Looking at these stupid marketing demos, I cannot stop thinking that playing a strategy game like Total War with your little marching men across the table would be incredible. HoloLens. We saw some
reality.
Right, it's augmented, it's not VR, so it's in real life. They have the Minecraft demo that seems to make a lot of sense.
Right.
Minecraft's a humongous market.
Right.
And they spent a lot of money on it, so they're trying to, and it seems cool. The demo, I was sort of dumbfounded. I couldn't believe that demo was real during the Microsoft conference.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great.
Very real and very, cool. I think it has some applications. Like you're a D&D guy.
Yeah,
right?
that's where I was going to go.
Right, go ahead.
Just like when I saw that Minecraft demo, I was like, well, Warhammer could definitely use something like this. So that would be really cool. And for D&D as well.
Yeah, I think just board games and card games in general could benefit from having, you don't have to actually make anything else, right? Some of the problem with, I watch we have those dudes who stream sometimes on Shacknews, the Crit Camp guys, right?
Camp, yeah.
They do the Zombicide game and they have to have all the little figures and he has to paint them all and he has to arrange them on the board and it's so much, and that's part of board games, right?
True.
That's
half the fun.
But at a certain point yesterday, for example, they had 45 zombies in one area and he was using cowboys and Indians. He was just throwing everything he could in there just to have the amount of zombies that he needed. So I think it's an application that allows someone who makes a game to be much more creative because you don't have to think about the logistics of it, right?
Right.
It's just this digital item that appears. So you scan your card in and boom, this guy appears on the table. Next question, also by Hemtroll.
Okay.
The biggest surprise to come out of E3. I was shocked and awed. I was just impressed with what Microsoft is trying to do. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because they always make promises. Everyone makes promises, right? But bringing mods to a console, that was a humongous surprise for me, and then a huge one also too, right? That integration between the Xbox One and Windows 10 could be really cool in the sense that if you are a PC gamer but you don't necessarily have the most amazing rig, you can still have your mods on Xbox One.
Right.
We've been talking about, I've been playing a ton of New Vegas. I'm sucked back into that world.
Right.
And only because I can mod the hell out of the game and make it look better and add things. And I think with Fallout, that commitment to making the console more like a PC really surprised me in a lot of ways. And I think it's a good idea. So I was very surprised by that. That was my biggest surprise.
Another successful Shacknews Showcase under our belt.
Successful.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you guys liked what you saw, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And since we've been practically working since E3, I think it's now time to take a well-deserved break.
Are you gonna go pass the fuck out?
I'm gonna go and pass the fuck out. Until next time.
All right, my turn. I just see the little shuffle I was doing there. I was trying to make sure I wasn't rubbing the mic, so I shuffled. I was like...
It was the same time you were shaking.
Oh, sorry.
He was shaking the hat, and I was like... Okay, give me that shit.
All right.